Hi there, welcome to the midweek edition of the Toon review after last night's defeat to Nottingham Forest. One which I pretty much didn't think I'd be saying. I honestly believed we would go out last night and get a victory and sort of build up the confidence for this coming game against West Ham, because the way we start the season, as I said in my last video, it would be good to go out, play a strong side, get a few goals, get the confidence going. And it just didn't happen. It just did not happen. And I'm getting a bit fed up now of the same formation over and over again. Don't get us wrong, I'm not having to go at Rafa here. You know, the manager sometimes does have to take a bit of criticism as long as it's constructive. You know, a lot of people on Twitter and things like that are coming out with, oh God, you say something against Rafa, you're an idiot, you're a moron, all of this. You're not. You know, as long as it's constructive. You know, none of this bullshit about saying, oh, Rafa out, Rafa this, and it's just crap. But he does have to be held accountable sometimes for some of the decisions he makes, which last night threw me off a bit. Like bringing Mitrovic off and putting Joselu on. Why not go the two up front? We're getting beat. Go the two up front and try and get the equalising goal. Force it into penalties. Do something like that. Instead of sticking to the same formation. Because one thing about Rafa that not just me has noticed, but he's kind of negative. You know, he never goes out with a team that thinks, right, we'll go out and absolutely destroy these. He's very negative or very cautious. I think cautious is probably the better word to use. But he's not an attacking manager who will go out and really go at teams. And that's disappointing, because sometimes when the players on the pitch, you know, the likes of Richie, Aarons, Murphy, Atsu, they're all attacking-minded players. But we just don't get enough drive going forward. And that's really, really frustrating. You know, after 3 minutes last night, we thought, get in, you know, we're going to score a few goals today. Mitrovic, nice move down the side by Aarons, who had a tremendous game. I thought Aarons was brilliant last night. Nice ball into Mitrovic, and what a finish that was, right in the top corner. And you thought, yeah, go on, we'll get a few more, get the confidence going. This is more like it. But no, in the space of 2 minutes on the half-hour mark, it's 2-1 Forest. Drab defending is all I can say. And then, luckily, Aarons hits a wonderful strike into the top corner as well, and it's 2-2 at half-time. Now, defensively, we looked a sham. Going forward, we looked okay. So, you know, there was a few tidy little moves in there. Survey was knocking it around quite nicely in midfield. Nothing special, but just knocking it about. And, you know, I thought, go on, put a couple of attacking players on at half-time, or halfway through the second half, go at them, and let's win the game. And let's win the game comfortably. Didn't happen. Goes into extra time, Forest score, and it's all over. Now, I don't know what was wrong with Karl Darlow last night, but he just seemed completely uninterested. Now, some might say that it was harsh the way he was taken out of the team last year. Some might say it was due to be taken out because he was starting to falter a little bit. Personally, I prefer Robbie Elliott over Darlow, and I said that last season as well. However, when you come into the team, you want to make a point, you want to prove a point to the manager, and some of those guys last night just didn't do it at all. So once again, we have a good chance of going through in the League Cup, and we slip up and we're out again at the early stages. Now, am I that bothered about the League Cup? Not really, but I would love us to have a really good cup run. I'd love to go to Wembley one day in a cup final and support Newcastle, because it's been too long since I've done it. You know, when people say they're not bothered about the League Cup, but when the final comes around and everybody's at Wembley and they're having a great day out, and you think, God, I wish that was us. And you can guarantee 99% of the Newcastle fans, just like me, will think the same. You know, will be, oh, well, it's only the League Cup kind of thing. But when it comes around to the final, people do give a shit. Teams give a shit, because if you notice, when they get to the closing stages of the tournament, suddenly the stronger teams start to appear. But there's so much wrong at Newcastle at the minute, but it's very hard, because I want to constructively criticise, and if I think something's wrong, I'll say it. But that doesn't make me a bad supporter. There's been so much crap going on Twitter between supporters just throwing shit at each other all the time because somebody's got an opinion. Football is all about opinions. It always has been. And for me, anybody is welcome to have their opinion, either on my videos, in the comments, or on Twitter, wherever it may be. Everybody is entitled to an opinion, but it doesn't make them a bad person or a bad supporter or whatever it is. It's their opinion. But as Newcastle fans, we should be together. You know, it's pointless slagging each other off or slagging this, slagging that. It doesn't work. you know, when you're in a situation like we are, we've had a bad start to the season, we need to get behind the team. Now, I'm sure come Saturday afternoon when everybody's there and the stadium's loud again, and hopefully it won't have its quiet spells again, we need to get behind the team. Now, for me, like I said earlier on, I think he's got to change the formation. I just cannot see a way forward with this 4-2-3-1 bollocks, because it's not working. Now, yes, a lot of other teams play it, or teams that are well capable of playing it, like the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds, the Man Cities, or whoever it may be. They've got the quality to do it. We haven't. But surely we've got quality in the team to maybe go 4-4-2 or something. Just try it, especially at home. Maybe not away, at home. I'd love to see a 4-4-2 at home against West Ham on Saturday and really try and go for it. Because if we sit back with the very cautious attitude that we seem to go out with, we're not going to get anywhere. And I think, a lot of people are starting to realise that now. I've seen a few people mention it, that they really are sick of this 4-2-3-1. Pardew got slaughtered for playing it. But still, Rafa is his own man. We all know that, and we all know he has a system that he likes to stick to, and that's fair enough. But sometimes you just have to look to a plan B and say, right, let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least we tried. But some of the players have got to start booking up their ideas. There was too many on the field last night who just thought, well, I'm not wanted, I'm getting sold, then bollocks to it. I'm just going to turn up, play the game, go home. That's not the attitude to have, but it was clearly the attitude that some of the players had last night. It was absolutely stinking, some of them. And some people may say, well, Rafa came out and said that, some of these players are in the shop window, they need to leave the club and all this, so what kind of attitude are they going to go out with? They are supposed to be professional footballers on thousands of pounds a week. Therefore, if you pull on the black and white shirt, you go and perform for that shirt, not for yourself. But too many of these footballers these days are all bothered about themselves, the money, or whatever comes with it. It stinks. So I'm just hoping that on Saturday we go out, we put a good team out, we really, really turn it on and win. I'm hopeful that we win 2-3-1. Now, that might be blind optimism. Fair enough. I don't care. Because if I go to St James's Park and I think, we're going to get stuffed today, what's the point? There's no point going if you're going to have that attitude. So come Saturday, let's just get out there, support the team. These first 3 games, they've gone now. We can't do nothing about them. We're out the League Cup. We've got no points from the first 2 games. But it's only early doors, and there is time to change it round. So yeah, have your criticism by all means. I do the same. If I've got a criticism to say, I'll say it. But I'm not going to be stupid enough to say, I'm going to throw my season ticket in the bin, or Rafa out, or whatever it may be. The only man I want to see out of the club, or 2 men I want to see out of the club, is Charnley and Fat Ashley. Those are the 2 men I want to see gone. And the quicker we find a buyer that can get rid of this lump of lard that sits on his arse week in, week out saying he's got no money, yet, by the way, can afford to put massive millions of pounds worth of bids in for department stores. Come on. You're not fooling anyone this time, Ashley. But like I say, I'm going to be bringing out a video next week about what I think has gone on in the summer and my feelings towards Ashley, which you can already see where that's going. But put them aside. Let's really go out and try and do something on Saturday. Let's make St James's Park loud, rocking, and make sure the players know that the fans are right behind them. Disappointed again, but hopefully when I do the next video, we'll have 3 points in the bag. But until then, thank you very much for watching the Toon Review. You can hit me up on Twitter at the Toon Review and on Instagram, which is the Toon Review as well. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe, do drop a like, and if you have any comments to make, feel free to make them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, take care, and see you again soon.